What's up, everybody? Hey, welcome to another edition of the Mo Show Live, everybody. All right, it's been several months. I've been kind of slacking on getting the live going and doing. Part of that is mainly on me for being lazy and not getting stuff done. But part of it is this guy's fault because he stays so busy with everything we got going on, and we're constantly jumping from sport to sport and school stuff and doing so. But I'm excited to have a special guest tonight. And the other cool thing about tonight that I didn't realize till recently was this is episode 100 of the Mo Show. So that's kind of cool. Appreciate everybody's support over the last several years getting this done and watching and sharing out the show. So, but let's get to our special guest tonight. It's Wyatt, and I'm really kind of impressed that he agreed to do this. And I'm going to do my best. I promised that I would not do anything too hard to embarrass him or hurt any street cred and do. And so Wyatt is a 7th grader at Discovery Middle School. Wyatt, how you doing, buddy?
Good.
All right, I hope we get more answers to that along the way. Before we went live, he was telling me that he thinks he could be a better host. And so, I don't know, we may flip the script on a future episode and Wyatt may be the host and he may interview me. Wyatt, you think you can do a better job? You think you can show me up?
Because you ask the same thing for everybody.
I ask the same questions over and over. Well, we'll see. We'll see what you can do. You nervous doing this with me tonight?
No.
Why not?
Nervous about like I don't know.
You don't know? You nervous about maybe what I might ask you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I told you I'm not going to do any hard questions or anything too bad, I don't think. We'll see. And we really haven't, to everybody watching, we have not really rehearsed this or done anything. I kind of wanted to get his feedback. All I assured him was I wasn't going to ask anything too controversial, too embarrassing or anything like that. And I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, Wyatt, last year we've let Wyatt get into some social media stuff. But I don't think there's any middle school kids are not on Facebook, right? And we're only one on
Yes.
Everybody's on. Oh, are they? Well, I'm going to do my best, I promise. So, folks, if you're watching now and you got questions, we'll be watching for comments and questions in the feeds on the Facebook platforms. Like and share the show. That's how we kind of get it out and do. If you got questions about middle school, want to know more about middle school and middle school sports, then let us know. Then we'll let the expert here answer those questions and try to get you some feedback on, what's 7th grade like, what's like at middle school and Madison City Schools, and how tough is it at the 7th grade level in sports and that kind of stuff. So, but we'll try to get to those questions as we run through here tonight. I promised him we wouldn't take too long. So let's start out talking about school, Wyatt. So kind of give everybody some background real quick. So Wyatt goes to Discovery Middle School, which is in the Madison City School system. And there's 2 high schools and 2 middle schools and like 7 elementary schools, I think. And so the middle school that Wyatt goes to is called Discovery Middle School, and there's like 1,300 plus kids in Wyatt's second year there and he's really thrived last year and thrived this year. Talk to us a little bit. I've been kind of amazed last year and this year at the kind of subjects that you're taking. Tell everybody kind of what you're taking this 9 weeks, if you know. Hopefully
Classes.
Classes. Just what are you taking? What are you taking right now? Kind of walk us through what your day is. You know what your classes are?
Yes.
Okay. Well, tell me what they are.
A block. I have English. That's all your class.
Okay.
You're not for now. Yeah. For 9 weeks. And then B block. I have. So that's 2 non-weeks. So after this 9 weeks, I want C block. I have math, which is another all 4 9 weeks class. And then D block, I have PE right now. So wait, I'm pretty sure. ABC.
All right.
Yeah.
PE. What else?
And then PE, I have 4 9 weeks. And then E block, I have. Actually, no. E block, I do. I have digital publishing.
Okay. And then you're also taking them. Did you say money already?
Yeah, I medicine. I do not make any classes. Because you know, it has like the only classes that I do are my first classes. Because some electives are hard on you, and go on that. That's why the easy class is hard to do.
The easiest class, what, buddy?
If it's the easy class and you don't have to do anything, you only know it. I don't know because we don't do anything.
Okay, well, you like that class. So it kind of teaches you. That's one of the cool things I thought that I don't know that we had, and a lot of people our age, your parents' age, mom and I's age, that did in school. You have all these electives now in middle school, folks. If you're not really familiar, if you don't have young middle school kids anymore, it's amazing that the classes they offer. I mean, he's taking a money class that kind of talks to him about, what's going on and do. I think we got some echoing. I'm sorry if we do. Let me see if I can do anything with that. But so it's kind of neat that it allows us to, for him to take classes that he's interested in addition to his electives. In addition to his core classes, he gets to take these electives and does. So that's kind of cool. The other things is that it helps, find other interests that he has and does. So I know what I would, tell you. The other thing, like I think twice now you've taken Latin. I mean, what'd you think about that?
Honestly,
yeah,
it's an easy class, so I took it.
You took it? Okay, well that's good.
Like most likely, like English. It's just like the background of English language. It's like it's mainly English. So
yeah,
it's like how they came up with like words, and I don't know. Yeah.
It's like the root of words, yeah. Because when you see the spelling, the script spelling bee.
Most of the root words in English come from Latin words.
Okay. All right. Here we go. All right, Wyatt. Look who's Mr. Rodney's watching. He said he can beat you in basketball. He keeps claiming that, Wyatt. I think we need to get Mr. Rodney out on the court, and I think we need to film it. You think you can take him?
Yeah.
I think he can. I think Mr. Rodney's getting old. When we first met Mr. Rodney, he was in his late 20s. He's in his 30s now. I'm not sure he can hang anymore. The other thing that's kind of crazy is the advanced classes that you take. So you've got advanced math, advanced English, and what I can tell you guys is the advanced math classes that these kids are taking now are no joke. Well, tell them when mom is like the goat. She takes care of all the school stuff because she's a school teacher and she does all that. But tell them about me and you in here in the kitchen a couple of weeks back when me and you were trying to. Mom said she was out tonight. She wouldn't. She was leaning on me to do the homework that night. And me and you were what were we doing trying to figure out how to do these fractions and all this stuff?
It's hard.
It was hard. And but we were Googling stuff and we were kind of watching how to divide and multiply fractions for dummies because I couldn't remember any of that stuff I don't think I took that stuff to 9th or 10th grade. And here you are and taking it in middle school. So it's kind of crazy.
6th grade, it's not really that. It's like a little more advanced. But in 7th grade, you move faster and you learn different stuff.
Yeah, I think so. And what do you think and it can't be PE. What's your favorite subject?
English.
English? That'll make mom proud. Why do you like that so much?
Because the teacher.
Yeah, it does. Teachers make a big difference and we know that. So let's talk a little bit about sports and thanks everybody for tuning in. We got a lot of friends from all over. We got our friend John Fisher up in New York is watching, buddy. We got Judge Barger is watching, and thanks, Judge. Appreciate that. We got our friend Miss Kimberly and Cooper, who we happened to run into in New Orleans recently. We appreciate great to see them and we got Coach Adam watching. Miss Cotton's watching. So we got a lot of cool people watching and doing. And I'm getting through some sinus stuff. So if I sound like I'm stopped up, it's because I am. So sorry about that. So let's talk about sports a little bit and what's going on with sports. So I'm going to dad brag for 2 seconds. Sorry, I don't want to embarrass you too much, but I'm going to dad brag for one second. I know I got the look already. So we've got I think you're the only kid on the 7th grade to make the basketball, baseball, and football team at DMS. And so that's pretty cool. And that's a lot though, right? So, I mean, like just a few weeks back, we were doing 3 sports at once. And I know it was a lot for Mom and I to get you around and what's going on and do. But like we would leave football practice and you would go to your travel baseball team practice. And then we would still be doing basketball training, trying to get ready for basketball season, what you're in now. Like, so sometimes I worry that it's like a lot, like I'm pushing you too much to do. Do you think that? Do you feel like sometimes it's like too much, like you need a break? Like right now you've got a break this week. Are you missing stuff?
Honestly, it depends on the sport and what we're doing that day. Like football.
Yeah.
Honestly, I do not look forward to football practice. Baseball practice sometimes. Basketball practice, I look forward to it.
Yeah. Well, I told you, and this is something Wyatt's had to learn. This was his first year. He's played flag, and then we enjoyed 2 things of flag football. But tackle football and football practice in pads is a lot different than flag football, right?
It's just annoying. We suck. We practice every day for like 8 months and all summer, and we only play like 4 games.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot of work for a little play.
8th grade plays more.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a championship or playoffs or anything.
Yeah. It's a lot of work, but it's real hot practice. I told you all the way through in high school and college for me, nobody likes football practice. It's not fun. I enjoy my teammates and being fun and having fun with them, but the actual hard part of practicing is not really that fun, is it? Football. So let's talk a little bit about school and sports. So, a lot of times when me and you and Mom go to stuff like here recently, like we have a basketball game or something and you play the later games, we might not get home till 8:30 or 9, and you may have a test or something the next day. How tough is that for you to have to study for a test when you get home at 9 o'clock?
Also depends on the class.
Okay.
Math, it can be really hard and it can be easy.
Yeah.
ELA, it's not that hard. And science is really hard.
Yeah. Science has been hard, but you've worked hard at it, and you've got, I think right now, last time I checked, your head out. Mom checked your head all A's right now. So that's good. So I think, what do you think? You and I were talking a little bit about this, and I think I kind of know from just kind of how you absorb stuff and you study. What do you think the secret is for you for learning in a class so you don't have to study so hard for each test? What do you think the secret is?
I don't know.
I think the secret is this is something that I did that I think that somehow you got this in trait, is that you pay attention in class, right? Do you feel like you soak up a lot, especially if you like the teacher? Do you feel like you soak up a lot more if you're paying attention? It's not as hard you don't have to study as hard.
Yeah, but like science is really hard because there's so much.
Yeah, I know. Because
study guides help a lot. Like in science, the study guide is usually what it is. Like what's on the study guide is what's going to be on the test.
Okay. And you have to work to kind of fill the study guide out. Does that help you to kind of learn it when you're filling out the study guide and creating the study guide? And I think a lot of times you and Mom and I've helped maybe twice that you and Mom are kind of sometimes we'll study maybe 2 nights for a science test if it's a lot, just and do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think you're pretty good about letting Mom know when you got tests coming up and stuff, so you don't wait last minute, so y'all can kind of get ready for it, right? Folks, if you're just joining us, welcome to Mo Show Live. Got my special guest here, Wyatt, Lily, and Thal. We're talking a little bit about school, sports at DMS, and doing that kind of stuff. So I want to, kind of finish up that topic and move on to the next topic. And if you got questions or something, please let us know. Miss Sarah's watching. She said that the Perro said to tell you, hey, Wyatt. Thank you to Miss Gwen Nelson joining us from down in the Birmingham area. Appreciate that. Let's talk a little bit about, this is a question that every time that somebody will ask me all the time. I bet I get this like once or twice a week about you. What's your favorite sport? I think I know the answer, but I think there's a longer answer. What's your favorite sport? Wyatt?
What do you think?
It's basketball. Yeah. So that's kind of an easy question, I think, Wyatt. And I think that's because we've been doing that one the longest, right?
Well, yeah. And I don't know. I just like it. Like watching and playing is so much different for me. Like Watching football is probably my favorite sport. Baseball is probably last, and basketball is probably second.
Yeah.
Baseball, I just don't. I can't watch it. It's too long.
Baseball games.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like you have like some people no hitters are cool. If we went to an MLB game and I saw a no hitter, I would be so mad. Like no, that's not cool.
Well, okay, I get that.
Just the team that gave the no hitter scored like a lot, and I would not be happy.
Yeah, but I think one thing I think about basketball is that you can kind of go out and do it on your own, right? So you're out there. I mean, you wear out the basketball goal. I mean, I just got you. I don't know what, probably our 50th basketball in the last few years, and that's no joke. I just got you a new basketball, 3 weeks ago, and you've already literally worn all the hide off of it outside, right? We do, one of the things, we do is we do a lot of work, right? So you practice a lot with your different teams, but me and you do a lot of work with your basketball trainers that we've done with Colston when you were younger, and then now with JR Strobridge, and then we do a lot of hitting lessons with Coach Lou at the compound. And me and you go outside and go to the field and do fly balls and work on fielding and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Do you think sometimes that's too much? You feel like sometimes we put like too much pressure or do you enjoy it most of the time?
I enjoy it most of the time.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think? You think it?
I want to get better.
Yeah.
And it's not like when I go do it, I'm not annoyed to go do it. Like I want to go do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you asked me I think it was last week, you said, hey, Dad, can we go do JR one night and do? In fact, we were going to go do JR tonight till I about double booked us. And you figured, you asked me, we were talking about doing some shooting stuff tonight. And Mom politely reminded me that I forgot that we were supposed to be doing this. So thanks for Mom on that. Everybody would have sitting here waiting on us, and me and you would have been shooting basketball. You probably preferred to do that. What do you think? This is something that I've talked to you a lot about, and I hope you're paying attention. And I think you'll get it as you get older. But what do you think so far you've learned about like lessons, like from not talking about practicing, but life lessons? What do you think you've gotten out other than just being a better basketball, baseball, or football player? What kind of things do you think you picked up from playing sports so far, bud?
How to pick each other up, work together. Learn how to push through in certain situations. I don't know, just get like more public, like get better talkative wise in public.
Yep.
It's like a lot.
Yeah, and that's something that I'll share with the parents out there that I'll share a funny story that I hadn't even thought about till just now. Was one thing I think that annoys Wyatt a lot that I do is that I talk to people a lot. And I'll just walk up to random people or try to get to know people. Am I guilty of that, Wyatt?
Yes.
And so that's something that I do. And it's just kind of who I am and how I'm wired. And I just want to get to know people and people. I think if I can build a better relationship if I get to know something about somebody. But I remember it's probably the first or second time we went to Coach Lou. Wyatt, I remember we were in there and you got done with your session there, and then all the balls, and Lou was like, it's time to pick up. And so I went in there to just kind of help you pick up the balls, and you were getting ready to have another round, and you're like, Dad, why are you talking to Coach Lou so much? Why are you asking him all these questions? And you probably don't remember that, but I just said, man, I'm trying to get to know him. And it was just the first or second time we'd been up there, and I was just trying to get to know him and do. But is that something that, can you tell that I try to push you to do that? Is that something you think you do better at than you did? Yeah, talk to people.
Yeah.
I think you've gotten better at it. Do you feel more comfortable talking to people, like doing something like this, than you did, say, a year ago?
Depends on the age.
What do you mean by that? Like who you're talking to?
Yeah. Or like they're my age. At Discovery, it's a lot easier.
Yeah. Well, it's tougher to talk to adults sometimes. I agree with that. Probably it's tougher for me to talk to younger kids too. But I feel like you do a good job of that, and I think that's something that certain people. This is just my 2 cents on it as a parent, but I think there are certain people that are just going to be shy and naturally shy and do. But I think that's something that you can teach your children, and you can put your children more in an environment and help them understand the importance of it. And that's something that I do see that you do a lot, especially with your teammates, is that you're good about talking to them and trying to pick them up. And one of the funny things, you're trying to give high fives and stuff. And what tickles me a lot of times, if your teammates don't see you to give a high five, you're like doing this and they just kind of walk by or whatever. Then you'll like high five yourself or do something like that. That always tickles me. And it's kind of funny. So let's kind of end here towards the end. We're getting ready to wrap up. If you got questions or comments for Wyatt, let me see it. Let me hear it. We'll get it and do. Thanks to my friend Chris Nicolason for joining us and do while he's watching out in Colorado and doing. So one of the things that you and I like to do, and Mom likes to, we let Mom tag along. That's okay. We like Mom tags along. Is go do sports stuff, right? We like to go watch sporting events and do some fun stuff. So we've been real blessed to get to go do some fun trips. What do you think your favorite trip is that we've taken in the last couple of years?
Seattle, because it was the best environment.
Yeah.
Like both games, when we went to the Alabama Gonzaga game, everybody was standing up the whole time. And when we went to the Seattle 49ers game, it was a really good game. But when it even wasn't a good game at the start, like 0-0, they were up. I think they were up 17-0 at one point. 49ers were, and everybody was still standing up the whole time. So.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And then we even got to do some touristy stuff and got to see your dad be scared of heights and the Space Needle and all that kind of fun stuff, right? I mean, I wasn't fitting to walk out on that plexiglass part. That Dad wasn't feeling that, but you and Mom did and do. But that was a fun trip. And so I just encourage folks to do that if you can find even local trips to go do stuff. We've had a really good time doing that, where we try to find some sporting event. If we have a connection or don't have a connection, well, it's always kind of like the Seahawks. And so, but we went out there to watch the Alabama Gonzaga basketball game. So it's pretty cool. And so the other thing I thought was cool that we did a couple years ago, that'd be fun to share with everybody real quick, was me and you went to Memphis. I don't know if you remember this or not, but we went to Memphis about 3 years ago. It was right when COVID hit. We went to the Grizzlies game, and you can stay at the FedEx. The FedEx Forum is right next to a hotel right there. And so we stayed at the hotel, and then we had floor seats, which was really cool. That was your Christmas present of that year. And then we drove to, that was the last game of the NBA. And then remember, we got up the next morning and we drove to Nashville, and we went to Wednesday night to the basketball game. And that was, SEC tournament. And that was the only game of the SEC tournament that year. We shut both the NBA and SEC down.
I think it was Kentucky versus Georgia.
Yep. And Vanderbilt. Georgia. Yep. And I'll share everybody real quick. And is that if you go to the first round of the SEC tournament, it's hosted in Nashville, you can get much cheaper tickets on that Wednesday night, and it's open seating for all sessions. So you pay one price, you get to sit anywhere in the arena you want to sit. So that was really cool. I didn't know that. I just looked into that. So last couple things here, bud, and I'm going to let you go, and then we're going to go eat supper and watch the rest of the Butler Tennessee basketball game. So Mr. Rodney was on. I think this is something that you and I have done, and I want us to keep doing it. And I think the first couple of times we did it, I kind of had to push you to do it and do. But talk to everybody about working with Mr. Rodney and what we've got out of doing that and why you like doing that.
Well, it's giving back, and you can just see how thankful people are for it. And it's like the little things, like just mowing people's yard can make their day. And
that's right. Well, it's work. It's hard work, but we did it, and we get to meet a lot of cool people when we've done it, and see that a lot of people are less fortunate than us. And so I'm real proud of you for doing that, and hopefully we can continue to do it. And I think Mr. Rodney owes us. I think we're up to the next shirt. Yeah, we'll have to check with Mr. Rodney. I think we're owed to another shirt. So Rodney, we're going to get with you when you get back from your latest tour and get back out there. But if you do what?
He's too worried about talking smack.
He is the Rodney loves to talk smack to Wyatt, and we need to take him to the basketball game. We had a good time taking him to UAH game last year. We need to take him to do that again this year. I told him that the other day when I had lunch with him. But he does like to talk smack. I don't think he can back it up. I think he can outmo you, but I don't think he can take you in basketball. We're gonna find out. He keeps talking it, so we'll make it happen. That'd be a bigger Facebook Live than this one. All right, we're getting ready to wrap up. We got a couple of rapid fire questions. Okay. And I'm just going to ask you need quick responses. Mm-hmm. All right. If mom's mad or dad's mad, who are you more scared of?
Mom.
Yeah, I would be too. So I think I know the answer to this question, though. Right? Yeah. Right. Okay. That's all we need to do. That's all we need to say right there. And so who's more rotten, you or Winston?
I don't know. Me.
You think, oh man, I don't know. That is tough because Winston's pretty rotten.
No, Winston. I'm more spoiled.
Yeah. Okay. Judge Barger, his wife loves Winston, and they have a bunch of awesome pups too. Wyatt, they want to know where Winston is. I think Winston is with mom right now. Winston is not really allowed in the bonus room upstairs where Wyatt is right now. He was up there earlier, and he had to make an exit when mom went downstairs. What do you want to be when you grow up? I have no idea what the answer to this question is going to be. I want to hear it.
Same.
You don't know?
No. I don't know.
You think you want to be a teacher like mom? You think you might want to be a lawyer like me?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely no teacher? Yeah.
What would I teach?
I don't know. What subject do you think you'd like to teach?
The only thing I would be a teacher for is if I was like a PE teacher and I was like a coach.
Yeah. Well, that's what I don't know if you know this about me.
I would never do middle school. I would do high school or high school or higher. Yeah.
Cousin Devin said we're the GOATs. Can't argue that. We'll see you tomorrow, bud. Yeah, I don't know if you knew this about Dad, but Dad started out with that, and that I was going to be a teacher, and I thought that I wanted to coach. I was going to coach science. I was going to teach science and coach football.
Science.
Coach science. Well, I could coach that too. And do. Last one, favorite vacation spot that we've been to?
I don't know. Oh, favorite like that I pick or like that I want to go to?
The ones that we've already been to. Where do you think the favorite place we've been to?
Caicos.
Turks and Caicos. Yeah, I can't argue with that. The beach there and the water there was, I mean, even as beautiful as it is in the Gulf Coast and down in Florida, it was pretty awesome, wasn't it? Yeah, dude. Thank you so much. I hope I didn't mess up street credit. I hope I didn't embarrass you too bad. I think you did a good job, but maybe a little biased here on my end. Sorry for the echoing at the beginning. I think I had a setting off. That's part of the problem of not doing a Facebook Live through this service in a while, but I'm going to keep these more regular and do. And Wyatt was talking smack. I'm telling you, he was talking smack before the show. He was telling me he could do a better job of this. So we may see at some point in 2023 a Wyatt show live. And I don't know who you're going to interview. Maybe you'll interview me. Maybe you'll interview Mr. Rodney. I don't know. But if you think you can do it, just like you're saying, Mr. Rodney's got to put up or shut up. I think you may have to put up or shut up come to soon. I want to see you do it. All right?
All right.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks, buddy.